In this video, we will learn how to add a title to a plot, how to add a label on the x-axis and on the y-axis, and how to save a plot as a JPEG file on your hard drive so that you can import it and insert it in a Word document or an Excel file or a PowerPoint presentation. So let's review this code that we have already seen. We learned how to read data from a CSV file, and this CSV file has multiple fields. It has 4 fields: duration, pulse, max pulse, and calories. And then if the record number is 1, which means we are on the first record, so that contains the labels, so we read the labels, and then we increment the record number counter. So the record number counter becomes 2 after reading the first record. And once it's 2 or more, then we actually read the data, and then we increment the record number counter by 1. And having read everything, we close the data file. And then we print what we read, and then we plot some plots. We plotted 3 scatter plots and a histogram. So let me run this to see what we have so far. Here, it created these 4 plots, but none of these plots has any title or labels on the x and y axis. So we will learn how to do that. So let's add a title to the first scatter plot. So we do plt.title, and then within quotes, we can type a title: scatter plot of pulse versus max pulse. So if you run this, look at this. It says scatter plot of pulse versus max pulse. So that's how easy it is. So we can add a title to this scatter plot of duration versus calories, and scatter plot of max pulse versus calories, and then this is histogram of calories. So now we have a title for all 4 of them. So let's rerun this. Okay, so the first plot has a title, the second one has a title, the third has a title, and the fourth has a title. Okay, similarly, we can add a label to the x-axis. So x label pulse. Similarly, plt.y label max pulse. Similarly, plt.x label duration. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, now all 4 of our charts not only have a title, but they have X and Y labels. Okay, next we're going to learn how to save these charts. So the first one, plt.savefig, save figure, and we can give it a file name such as scatterplot of pulse versus max pulse .jpg, comma, format equal to JPG. So let me show you the file folder where I'm saving all these files. It's under my Python scripts under Spider. And you can see I don't have any JPEG file here. But now when we run this code, it's going to save the first scatter plot, as a JPEG file. So let's run this, and if you're successful, then we will save the other three charts as well. Okay, so the only difference this time was this extra line of code that's saving our plot. So let's see. Look at this. This is the JPEG file, scatter plot of pulse versus max pulse. And if we double click on this, there you are. We have a scatter plot that you can import in a document. Now that we know the trick, we can just copy and paste this line of code to here and just change the name to duration versus calories. You can call it anything. We just want it to be meaningful. Then we can save this one here and call it max pulse versus calories. And then this will be histogram of calories. Okay, now when we run this, we will not only have the four charts drawn here, we should have four JPEG files. One JPEG file here, histogram of calories, and three scatter plots. And one more thing I will show you is how to print the number of records that we have read. So if you remember, we had a counter called record num. Its value was 1 to begin with. So when we read the header field, its value became 2. So when its value is 2, we have not yet read any data yet. And after reading every data record, we increment its value by 1. That means if it only had one row of data, the value of this counter will be 3, which is 2 more than the number of data records read. So we can, after reading the file, we can print the number of records read equal to record num minus 2, because if there was only one record, the value would be 3 for this variable. So if there's 100 records, the value of this variable would be 102. So we subtract 2 to get the correct number of data records read. So let's run this. And this time, before it prints the four lists, it printed the number of records read equal to 164. Let's look at our Excel file, workout data. So it should have 164 plus 1, 165 rows. The last row should be row number 165. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Thank you.